Does she know, brother? Does she? Big question, loaded question. So I clickbaited the fuck out of that title, but don't hate me. This might be one of those jams where you have an aha moment. I guess that question could, right? Money, porn, gambling, drugs, the whole thing, shame, the whole side of your life that no one sees. But this isn't me standing on a mountain saying I've worked it out. I'm not talking about this like some wanker guru wagging his finger, because I know there's all kinds of ways us blokes numb themselves, the ways that we check out, avoid what's right in front of us, what ways we lie to ourselves and we tell everyone we're okay. I've stood in that world too. So I was a regular at that hotel and reception, had my name and credit card details as well. So, but if we're going to be real, we could probably have to admit that some of us have got a little bit of that in us. Maybe not a scandal version, but a quieter version. The one where your words and actions don't match. Because we men can put the cue in the rack long before anyone notices. And we don't even have to walk out the door either. We can still stay in the house and go AWOL. And we do it by talking one way and acting another. In public, it's discipline. In private, it's comfort. Excuses, doing what's easy, letting shit slide bit by bit. So when I asked, does she know? I'm not talking about you fucking around, man. I'm asking whether the person closest to you can see that somewhere along the way you stopped being the man you said you'd be. Because most of us don't blow their life up in a big moment. It just kind of slips slowly. I guess that's the bit no one really talks about. Slipping, going a little softer, a little looser, a bit more comfortable, a bit more checked out, more excuses, just things sliding. Look, until one day it's not like a phase. It's just who you are now. And for a lot of men, the affair isn't with another woman, man. It's with fucking comfort. That's what it is. Comfort, convenience, checking out, numbing yourself so you don't have to face what's going on. And again, to reiterate, I was a fucking black belt at this shit. I could be porn, secret spending, gambling, drinking more than anyone knows. Maybe it's eating like a dickhead in private while saying you're really disciplined in public. Maybe it's blaming work stress for the fact that you've gone soft and stopped just looking after yourself. And I don't mean training, just looking after yourself. And I guess the worst part isn't the actual habit itself. It's the stories we tell around it, because the real danger isn't always the thing. It's the story. I've seen it a lot in my PTing. Good people, good blokes start going quiet, dropping off, and there's always a story, right? Work's flat out, life's hectic, timing's bad, the wife, girlfriend aren't into it. It's funny, you get a closer look and you realize that story doesn't hold up at all. No one's stopping him. She actually wants him to train, wants him to look after himself, wants him to get himself together. She's a good woman. And she isn't the reason a lot of the time. She was the excuse and is the excuse. And just to be clear, that's not what this piece is about or what this channel is. There's a whole corner of the fucking internet devoted to that shit. Blame women, dodge responsibility, become an angry cunt with a tough guy internet persona, and create an army of fuckwits too stupid not to fall for your 3-card trick. I got zero interest in that side. I've met shitty men. I've met shitty women. It doesn't discriminate. Our channel isn't that. I think we know that. And from the dudes on here, I know it's not you guys either. So, sorry. Yes, I'm not here to make women the villain so men can stay comfortable. I'm here to helpfully strip some excuses away. Because once the excuse dies, the responsibility lands back where it belongs with us. And I guess that's the hard bit, because we're not evil, men aren't evil, and it's not because we're broken. It's because sitting with it's fucking heavy. It's easier to say you're tired. It's easier to say it's just a phase. Say work's full on, life's just busy. Just say things, once they settle, I'll sort myself out. Maybe. But a lot of men have been saying once things settle down for years, and it stops being a rough patch and it starts becoming who you are. That's the shame and that's the real lie, because most of the time, it's not even the lie you tell her, it's the one you tell yourself. I'm still all right. I'm still a good guy. I'm still handling things. It's not that bad. everyone's like this. This is normal. It's all bullshit. But not being a bad bloke doesn't automatically make you a strong one. That matters because a lot of men think if there's no big scandal, then everything must be fine. Doesn't work like that. You can still be there and not really be there. You can still be loyal and still let yourself go. You can still keep everything sort of ticking over and still be disappearing inside your own life. And the people closest to you, they feel that. Most of the time, she knows something's off before you say it out loud. Not because she knows every detail, man. Not because she can read your mind. Because people close to you can feel when you've changed. They can feel when you're less present, right? Less switched on, flat, dull. Just not you. She may not exactly know what it is. She may not have the perfect fucking words, but she knows you've changed. She knows something's off. And this isn't about being perfect, man. That's not real life. People get tired. Men drift. Life gets messy. Everyone has flat patches, right? That's not the problem. The problem is when it becomes normal, when you stop pulling yourself back into line, when you build a whole identity around explaining why your standard no longer applies. That's where it turns for B, because you're now not just tired, you're protecting that lie. And that's really dangerous for a place for guys to live. So no, this isn't really about whether she knows every detail. It's bigger than that, actually. It's about whether the people closest to you can tell something's off. It's about whether you've gotten too comfortable and started calling it normal. And I guess more than anything, it's about whether you already know. Because most guys don't get exposed in one big sort of moment. They get revealed slowly in their body, in their habits, in their energy, the way they speak, in the way they carry themselves, in the way they stop leading. So maybe the question isn't, does she know? Maybe the real question is, do you know you're not the man you said you'd be? Do you know you started hiding behind excuses? Or are you still lying to yourself? And if you do know, when did you find out? And when are you going to start doing something about turning it around?